Calling knockout champions Orlando Pirates. Now, as you would imagine, with all those players having departed for a training camp, Africa Cup of Nations, there's only one survivor from the team, the 11 that started the final. That's Makatleni Makaula. He was a surprise inclusion in that lineup. Buthelezi hasn't started the season. He's made an appearance off the bench in the CAF Champions League, and we get to see Inda and Sesane for the first time. So a very interesting lineup. In the dugout for Orlando Pirates. Yes, that's All-Stars team that we were alluding to. Philip Ndlondlo played back in 2023. He's back. Vilakazi's been part of the squad in all three editions and has had quite an impact over the years. He was a DDC player when he first appeared back in 2023. There's perhaps a little bit of an imbalance in some of the areas. You can point to the defense and the midfield, but that's something that they would have worked on. Now we are underway here. Orlando Pirates getting us up and running, looking to become the first Carling knockout champions to actually win the Carling Cup against the All-Stars sides. With Stellenbosch and Magesi having both been defeated previously, and they've made a very strong start here. They've often done very well. Vilakazi would be a great example. He scored in 2023 as he puts this one in. Has always had such terrific set-piece ability.
Holding the ball, there's the set piece we're talking about, putting it to the back post. Then Buthelezi had to make sure that he gets a connection to it, because at the far post a brilliant run was made by one of the attackers of the All-Stars.
And the ball really well here. Finding Fundo Vilakazi for Langa. He's lifted it into a fairly dangerous area within there.
Now rotating the ball on this left-hand side to find Langa, and look how Sales set him up. I just felt that he should have just laid on to the ball. So he
will be another very, very exciting race in the DSTV Diski Challenge as the All-Stars get forward here. Vilakazi goes down in the box. Referee is producing a yellow card that is marching towards Obrigado, who cannot believe that he will be the first player booked today.
Well, as we look at it again, he protects the ball with his left, but Makaula nicks his right ankle. So for me, the referee got it all wrong. The right foot leg of Makaula, it nicked Vilakazi's right leg. So the ball was on his left leg controlling it. So for me, the referee got it absolutely wrong. That was supposed to be called
Vilakazi has stolen it from him, claiming there was a hand involved in stopping his progress, or is he indicating a high boot?
Yeah.
Sales. Siema gets his head on it. Now Hlongwane. Khonyane to no one.
He was supposed to.
That panic was already in the back of his mind, even though Hlongwane wasn't bearing down on him. Sales, one touch, brilliantly done, and well, it's the man that you want to connect with the ball on the edge of the area, but he hasn't got it right this time around.
In this combination play here between Sales, Alende and Hlongwane, look how he sets up the ball. But Hlongwane, how he can so confident to hold the ball in just in front of those two.
Majola, got the kit managers from the Montville Golden Arrows. As Allende gets it, clips it forward, looking for Sales. It's not the most convincing clearance from Elisa and Sales has won it in the air. Now, will that be a penalty? Referee says no. He's 22 minutes in with Fundo Vilakazi. Oh,
left hand?
Man.
Left hand on the chest of Hlongwane, then getting away with this one because he pulled Hlongwane back. If he didn't have that left hand on him, Hlongwane was straight to goal. That's why you see the frustration. But once again, game.
Now Masangani. Katuma racing afterwards, and Peterson gets there first. English as possible in the decision-making processes over the course of this game, and he's allowed him to have his input during the training session. Coach Putuma Van Rooyen. Masanga. Now Van Rooyen. On the left foot, will he find the space to shoot? Little slip as
Mokoena.
This is Dion Hotter now for Orlando Pirates. Marco being put to work for the first time defensively. Looking to get the better of him here, and Dion Hotter has done tremendously well with an extravagant piece of skill. Still alive for Pirates. Eventually thumped clear. Marco. They make another box entry. And then Allende. Pasaka Marco. It's a nice idea, and it's worked out well for them here. Still the chance, laying it off instead of shooting. Klungwane. Allende pulls the trigger. Vilakazi can't work the space.
Second half, Grant, you look at that combination pass, but there, Shongwane, use your left foot. You're facing straight at goal, and you want to rotate the ball. A good block by Nda. It rotated by Vilakazi. Look at Allende. He sets Hoto up. He knows that.
Now Vincent Sitoli doing his best defensive work, and an opponent was lurking. Tito's in space, hangs it up towards the back post, nodded down. It was probably the right idea given the angle. Santos strikes, takes a deflection, and over the top. Dushabalala latching onto that one.
Told you about Santos. He was going direct, the wall doing its job, but look who pounces from the ricochet of the ball. Mdu Shabalala. That's one player we have in South Africa that knows how to calculate his area and block.
Drilled forward by Philip Ndlondlo. Eventually that move comes to nothing. Otto into space. That's a good ball from Otto. Oh! The opener has come in stunning fashion from Luthuli. A magical moment for the
how he bends his run, but good distribution from Telezi, finding Hoto. Hoto's always been playing those balls, looking for the runs behind the defenders. Look at Luthuli, how he gets to the ball, and he can notice that Mokoena has left his lines. He just loops it over Mokoena, but what a brilliant run. You know, he just ran off the shoulders of the last defenders, freed himself, got to that ball with his lanky feet. He just tried it, and then he put it just over Mokoena's head. Mokoena just feels that he just should have kept his line, not go out early, because he sold himself there. He was in no man's land. Absolutely. The run, the ball, the assist from Hoto, picking Luthuli's run up, playing it in his strides and getting it to the ball.
And can he release another delightful ball as he did just moments ago? Hoto, he's found Radiopane sitting up for him. Mokoena makes the save.
If somebody can take a shot, we know Mokoena, Bennett picks those shots.
Santos found Marco on the opposite flank. Rolls it in here for Shabalala. But Santos has it now for All Stars. Shabalala up ahead of him, trying not to run himself offside. He's picked a great pass here. Edge of the area, shoots, and it's wide. Off the mark from the 18-year-olds. Was that Klungwane taking the shots?
There's Hlongwane just controlling and setting up Bennett, yeah. And Bennett, I've seen him shoot like this against Richards Bay in the DDC, scoring a good goal. But now I think he just rushed his shot, you know, because now the ball was stuck in between his legs. He wanted to adjust himself. That's why it went wide. Absolutely. Sometimes the injury, Grant, can set you back, but it's the mental strength to recover from the injury and go to a default setting.
Radiopane has always had so much strength, drives forward and scores brilliantly. Deposits that in the bottom corner. Expert finish from Boitumelo Radiopane.
When Radiopane comes from the val, look how he just goes past Nkabinde. Nkabinde should have just closed him down. The strength that he goes past the players, Langa first, and then just puts it past and keeps it hard and low to the furthest corner. And Mukwena's beat him. Look at Nkabinde let himself down. He should have made a tackle to try block that ball. But Radiopane, he's the prolific striker you want. You know, he reminds you of the likes of Romario from Brazil back in the days.
And he had a choice to make to go on the outside of Nkabinde. As I ended to Shabalala. Ndlondlo. Ayende. Santos now. A little awkward for Lisanda. Orlando Pirates standing firm. Santos. Nkabinde. Shabalala. Ndlondlo. Always rising.
Always rising because he's leaning back every time he takes shots like that. The rotation ball where Santos and Allende is involved, also Shabalala getting onto the ball. There, Grant, you just lean forward on the ball and you keep it low as we saw Radiopane do it. But Ndlondlo, once again for the second time in the...
Ndlondlo. Shabalala dispossessed. Falls though for Santos. Shabalala gets it back. Here's Mdu Shabalala. Another very routine save for Buthelezi to make.
Du Shabalala looking to take a shot at goal, which is what we want more out of them, because now since the introduction of Santos, he's moved from the left hand side and come just next to Allende. And
He worked hard to try and hang on to that, but Orlando Pirates have it back and they have a 4-on-3 situation here. Radiopane can't get the better of Sitole. Introduced himself to the watching public with a victory over Orlando Pirates and has found himself in charge of what has